So you guys just hit 10 years. So again, congratulations on that. What have been some of the biggest challenges that you faced? I mean, maybe early on when you're first getting started, maybe 5 years in, and then now, what are the biggest challenges that you're facing in growing and establishing this league?
A lot of challenges for sure. I know the areas that aren't as challenging. I know the areas that are a little more challenging. The what gets us through it all is the sport, and so the sport is the proof in the pudding. It really doesn't matter how amazing we are, how many millions or hundreds of millions of dollars that we might have. If the sport isn't there, it's not going to work. Just flush it down the toilet. And you've seen that with the XFL two times before. You've seen it with the USFL at least once before, if not twice, and number of other leagues that have tried to to fill the gap in spring, especially in spring football. So we're heading into our 10th season. We've been lean and mean since the start. We're growing it from the ground up. We've done this grassroots and bootstrapped until we've gotten into getting help from our fans across the country, which became investors through crowdfunding, which was huge for us. So we opened up the league to investment, and 800 fans across the country invested in the league. That was in 2020. Yep. And so that was a big part of our growth. We said, hey, with your investment, we will expand the league and we'll become a national league. We've done that now. And so now is the next phase of our growth. We will be opening up another round of investment, and part of our strategy is what I was mentioning earlier. It's how does A7FL become the major league of no pads football? And so we've proven the sport. We've proven that it's here to stay. We've proven the fans love this game. We're the young audience, 18 to 34, that all the brands covet. And so we have a lot going for us. We've done a lot of great media rights deals, and then there's so much upside ahead of us. We have yet to get into sports betting, but we're on kind of on the fringe of that and having those discussions. So media rights and live sports are the one, really the number one market, and when it comes to TV. So live sports are the most valuable, and this is America's favorite sport of football. So we think we're in a
Mm-hmm.
good place.
Yeah, I mean, live sports. These We're in a streaming era. Any show that you want to watch, you can boot it up anytime. You don't have to sit at the TV at a specific time. But sports, if you want to watch it, especially if you don't want it to get spoiled for you, you got to be in front of your TV or computer or whatever. And like that's how I discovered you guys for the first time was on YouTube TV on Stadium, I believe, which is where you guys have your media rights deal. So that's a big box that you get to check, which is awesome because people like me who never heard of you guys were able to find you kind of on accident in the spring when I'm hungry for football, hungry for some sport other than baseball or soccer. And speaking of the fans, how do you guys engage with the fans on social media, online, or in person? How do you guys get people to come out to your games, and how do you guys get people to tune into your games online or on TV?
So our content is our calling card. It's our advertisement. So we produce our games live, and our social media marketing is huge. We have over 700,000 or 800,000 followers now on social media, and continually growing that. So it's a combination of our own marketing, and what we're doing with our distribution partners to get the word out. Still, a lot of people haven't heard of the A7FL, don't know about us. There's people who are seeing us for the first time all the time. Obviously, there's some also major players who have heard of us, and when they've seen us, they've gone crazy when they mention us on social media. That a lot of people find out about us that way. So Snoop Dogg shouted us out. He said, "Hey, I want to own a team." And then he said, "Hey, I want to be
He's
the
a football guy.
commissioner." He said, "I want to be the." So I gladly give him my position any day. And Deion Sanders said, "I want to have a team." So a number of NFL vets have supported us. So I think it's just a matter of time before we bring in some major celebrities and NFL names to the league, um, and just keep building on the excitement around the sport. Our athletes are true hometown heroes. They're the stars. And so we focus on our athletes. We keep putting them out there, and they keep playing their hearts out. And so it's a winning recipe.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
I did, of course, look at your social media. I saw some big football names: Mike Tice, Mike Tomlin, Snoop Dogg. I'll shout you guys out. And I think football guys love football, and this is football almost in its purest form. So I definitely can see the appeal and why they would want to get involved, especially as you grow. And in terms of the growth, I know that it can be incredibly financially demanding, building and establishing a league. You talked about being lean and mean. I mean, what steps do you guys take to kind of, you can't ensure this, but to ensure as best as you can the financial stability of your league in the long term?
That's where I go back to the sport itself. So
Mm-hmm.
if the sport wasn't there, we'd be wasting our time, wasting our money, wasting our investment. But we believe in this sport, and it's shown us that we should have that faith in it. So heading into our 10th season, it doesn't mean that it's guaranteed that we're going to succeed. We're still lean and mean, like I said. But it means that we have the utmost confidence and belief in kind of our mission. And so it's finding the right partners, making those relationships, and believing in what we're doing. And so, yeah, and knowing we have the right team to make it happen.
Yeah, and about these partners and sponsorships, I mean, what are some of the biggest ones that you've been able to, uh, you know, latch onto here?
Yep. So we work with Cricket Wireless, who is a great sponsor for us. This past championship, we did it out of an indoor stadium in Arizona, amazing stadium. So working with the Anderson Auto Group, for example, who owns the stadium and has the local dealerships there. Um, Michelob, Budweiser sponsoring the event. So um, as we continue to grow, that's going to be key for us. It's attaching brands to our audience, and our audience is that young demographic, 18 to 34. Yep, it is mostly guys who are watching football. It's a multicultural audience. This is America's favorite sport, so we know we have that connection, and now it's how to add value to that. And there's a lot of great opportunities to do that. We can be super creative, and I think you'll see a lot more of that this season. And that's pretty exciting for us when we have those opportunities.
And I think you guys have an almost infinite talent pool to pick from in terms of players and coaches. Um, you mentioned tryouts and things like that. So how do you guys vet the players that are trying to join the league? What are the eligibility requirements that do you have to be just over 18? Do you have to be out of high school and college? What are the rules for joining the league as a player?
Great question. Yeah, you do have to be 18 or older. Of course, you got to make the team. Our minimum roster is 14. The maximum is 35. So all of our teams have pretty much a space to pick up, and even 8 teams in each market. So there's room to pick up a few hundred guys onto these rosters. Depending on where they are, they may only have 2 to 4 teams that season. They may have 8 teams. Like in Vegas, they have 8 teams. So they'll have a few hundred guys playing out of Nevada. Um, you'll even see some former NFL players in the A7FL, and I think we'll continue to see more of that. So we just had Dominic Rogers-Cromartie playing for the Tampa Nightcrawlers, so I'm wearing their jersey today. Um,
It's a
and
big name, former Raider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
former
really,
Cardinal, I
really
think too.
proud to have him in the league, and so a lot of these guys they still want to play football. He's a guy who's played and been super successful in the NFL. Amazing athlete, still wants to play. Probably play some flag football also, but when presented with the opportunity to actually still hit and be as kind of get that feeling back like when he was in the NFL. This is the perfect opportunity.
And is the compensation for these players, is it public information? Can you share that with us? Or
Yeah, I can share that. So the compensation is prize pool. So we have a prize pool for the championship winning team. Our athletes aren't compensated individually. They're actually registering, paying a registration fee to play in the league. That's one of the unique aspects here, and also one of the aspects of the growth to come as we move forward. Our athletes will start to get paid, start to travel cross country. Um, so right now, less commitment, but even with this format, the excitement and entertainment of the sport is tremendous. So it just goes to show why we're so kind of excited and believe in our sport.
yeah, I don't think that's that unique. I mean, I think it's an awesome way to ensure commitment, just like any other league or tournament that you want to play in, whether it's soccer, golf, football. You're paying to play because you're paying, for the fields, the uniforms, the referees. You can go play football in the park with your buddies if you want, but it's not going to feel the same. So I totally get the approach of wanting to have that pay to play approach.